Hello, everybody. Last week we saw how to work with API calls, how to work with get, and post, and put, and things like this. Well, the post and put calls, we kind of left them at the end. We will go over them quickly. I have heard that some of you have already worked with them. So I would say let's make some exercise together, and then go on from there. If you want to finish them in groups, we could do that. Or if it's obvious enough, we can go to data modeling instantly. Yeah, let me open everything up. I have my browser here. So has somebody made the exercise already? Who has made them, if I may ask?
You mean all of the exercises of
Yeah.
the HTTP calls?
Yeah, so we make the complex queries. I think we went through those, but modifying data, that wasn't yet the case last week, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, I did finish that one.
Well, let me just screen share and let's do them a little bit together. I hope I am sharing the correct screen. Let me know if you see something.
Yep.
You can see it. Okay. Update the name. All right. We will make them together, guys. Let me just put this here. Okay. Anybody, any idea what to do here? We want to, yeah, to update the name of a certain product. So there are links here, handy links. Let's look at it. So we want update entry. I don't know why. Okay, this one. So you can read this. I'll read it for you. But if you were to make this exercise yourself, always look at the comments. They're always quite handy. It partially updates the entry by ID and returns the value. Fields that aren't sent in the query do not change in the database. Yeah, you can also put null if you want them clear. Okay, with that, knowing that, let's start making this call. We want to update a product name. This is the function that you will run. We want to update 15. So the product with ID 15. And we want to, yeah, write this. Now I have looked at my SAPI and I don't have until 15. So remember Postman, you can make this call API product so that you get everything. And I think mine ends at 12. So let's change number 7, doesn't matter. Okay, for those who didn't make this exercise yourself, make it together with me, right? Okay, let's start with the method. Does anybody have any idea which method would be ideal to update an entry in the backend?
Put.
Put, yes, it's exactly it's exactly what we need. When you read through it, you will understand that it's put. So okay, let me do it. Put, yeah, this was the easy one. Now, what path would be put here?
Oh, sorry, I have a small question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is that headers stuff? Like I copy pasted those 3 lines all over the place, but I was just doubting myself, like, yeah, not really knowing what I was doing.
This header stuff actually just dictates that whatever you will send as data is in the format of JSON. That's kind of all it does. It dictates the content type, which is application/JSON. So when you put like yeah, so you guys know what JSON is. We've went through this,
yeah,
but that's all it does. It just dictates that the call that the data you will send or receive will be content type JSON. If I understand correctly, I'll look at the other coaches. Yeah, okay.
So, but then lines 20, 21, 22, and 25 are like interdependent. That I'm saying, yes, I'm going to send JSON, and then in line 25, I send back JSON. Like,
I think in this case, well, indeed. So indeed, you have to make sure that the body It's actually line 17 that this is JSON.
So JSON.stringify, it's just a way of putting that. I mean, you just need to stringify
And
it.
if you want to see some other examples, I put a link to just developer Mozilla content type, and you can see you can also say it's to be sending HTML. You can say to be sending XML, plain text. There's a lot of different options, but very often we're sending a JSON in real life. Let's say.
If you need to choose, guys, don't take XML. Just JSON is now the type that is most likely used in modern applications. So, but yeah, there could be use case where you just need plain text. Yeah,
and without these lines, the headers lines, the whole thing would crash. It would not work.
I think we would get an well, we'll test it once we get it working. Let's test it and see what happens.
Okay.
But yeah, does anybody have any idea what path we should do? So remember when this link, it says partially updates an entry by ID. So it should tell you something.
In this case, it should just be equal to the product ID argument.
Okay, so it would be like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. The body. So let me just open up Postman again. It's always a good exercise to look at how the body is set up first. So I don't know if you can see it. Maybe it's not zoomed in enough, big screen, so maybe. But anyways, you have like data, and in the data you have an array of products essentially. Yeah? But let's look at one product. How do I get one product, guys? How do I get this one? This specific product, can I call it? So I have here
the /ID.
/ID. So /1 would it be, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's better to just focus on one. So this is how a product is formed, and we want to dictate a change in here. All right. So
I guess you will need another slash after the one.
yeah, I will not do it in Postman. I just want you to look at the structure of how it looks, right? We want to change this, okay? And it's called name. So what would we put in the body? Let me give you a hint. It has to be inside of brackets.
So it should be data, and then you will need to open another object.
All right.
Inside of that, it should be name. And name should be equal to new name in name.
Right. That's correct. That's perfect. So yeah, the problem with, you guys know how to format a code in StudyLens? Because I know how to do it in Visual Code, but whatever. Let me just kind of put the spaces myself. Okay, so this is it. Does everybody understand what's happening here? If you don't, please say something or put like a Zoom emoji thing. I don't know. No one says anything. I will continue.
It's good, yeah.
Okay. I think there's something missing, but let's see. Let's see what happens. I run it. I get an error. Method not allowed. Something wrong somewhere. So essentially what we are doing is, if you look at the link, it's API dash
99.
You can look at the example
99
in the REST
product.
API.
99, yes, and this is in this one. Somebody has a bad connection,
Yeah.
but something is missing in here. Yes.
Yeah, product/product.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So it's products / let me just see.
We need to use
Yeah, but just Zoom is being very annoying. Yeah, Yeah. So maybe we need something like this. I will just kind of take it over.
We need a template di traduzione.
Yeah. Okay. So here we have product slash in string. You can see it with the color, and then we dictate the parameter between dollar sign and brackets. That's pretty much it. Now it will work. So if I update 7 with del XPS, let's put something that's maybe a little bit more clear. So something like this. If I go onto Postman and I ask for ID 7, we can see that it's called Monopoly. When I make the call, I will clear everything here. Let me clear it. When I make the call now, there's no red anymore. It has been successful. If the status is on 200 or 204, whatever, it's correct. It's good. It has passed through. Usually when it's 400 or 500, you have a problem, but this is not the case. Let's call it again. And you can see that the name has changed to whatever I said it would be. If you look at the call itself, you can also see the data that it gives back. So
I
you also look at it here.
have a small question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is body stands for? Because I noticed the name is inside the name property is inside the attribute property.
Yes.
Why we didn't
So yeah,
refer attribute property here?
yeah. So you would think it would be like in another one, like you would have here attributes, but that's not the case. You just have to dictate what field you want to edit, and Strapi on the backend will do it itself. It will find what inside of the attributes needs to be changed. Because let's look at I like how it looks here. Because look, there isn't much to change else apart from ID, but that you can't really change. Everything inside of attribute will automatically, I mean, there's nothing else to change. It's part, that's the attribute is the product itself. The ID is not the product, it's just the product ID, which is defined by. But when you say something, when you dictate, okay, change the name to the new version, to new entry, it will know that it needs to look into attribute. You don't have to dictate it with it, if you see what I mean.
If I understand correctly, we can customize a new value of inside attribute property.
Yeah.
But outside attribute property, like the ID, we can't manipulate that.
Yeah, in this case, we can't. I mean, there's nothing else outside of attributes to edit. The ID itself, you can't edit that. It's part of the structure. Should be like that, essentially. That's part of how to design the backend database, which we kind of skipped, by the way. But this is kind of good compromise. No, you can't edit the ID because ID is integral to how, if you want a new Monopoly project, you would make a new ID and a new product entirely, and you would delete ID 7. You can't make 14 out of 7 or something. Usually it's like that with backends. They are more rigid. You can't just edit anything, but anything inside of attributes, which is essentially the product, is possible to edit. And we will see more of that in the following exercise.
So the data referred to the line 2 data. That's.
Yeah, so data is a way to encapsulate whatever the value is inside of the JSON stringify thing. So you need to always kind of dictate data. Yeah, so do I have a good explanation for that? No, that's just the way how the JSONs are structured. Essentially, you always see the data here. Whatever call you make, you will see it. I think certainly with the Strapi exercise that we make right now. Let's continue to the next exercise. And if you still have questions, just say it. But we'll try to go through them. So everybody understands this. Make sure you have it. So we have products, and we then dictate the ID, not just the ID. We make a body with data, a double point, and then we say new name inside of brackets itself. So that's a new object. And then the rest is just a put. Everybody still following? Kind of.
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah, I'm kind of going quickly through it, but I hope everybody understands. Exercise 2. Let's create a category. Now we're creating something. There's something I think we haven't seen. All right, somebody help me. Let's make the easiest one. What is the method? The method being this. Is it the get? Is the delete? What do you think creating a new entry would be?
Post.
Can you repeat? Didn't hear it. Post? Okay. All right, that's good. That's the first one. Now, what path would we do? So remember, let's open. Yeah, I said it, but didn't follow it myself. Let's open the link. Let's see what Strapi says. Create a new entry. This creates a new entry essentially. You can see here it creates a new restaurant inside of restaurants. We don't work with restaurants. We work with products. So what do you think would be inside of the path?
Only products, I think.
Products?
Yes.
I've heard. Yeah, okay. Like this?
Yes.
Okay. Something else to add?
No.
Okay, cool. The URL is already filled in. Okay, and that's the path. The body. Anybody have a good idea about the body?
Is the path categories or product?
We want to add a new category.
So the path should be categories.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. I'm just following what you guys say.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, categories.
That's because I said we work with products, not with restaurants. That's correct. Okay.
And I think you need to use categories, plural.
Categories.
Yeah, yeah. Plural.
Why is that?
Because it's not one, it's just
Yeah,
the whole collection, right?
Yeah, it's collection. That's why we when we make the call to all the products, we have it in in meervoud. I don't know how to say it in English.
Plural? No.
All right, the body. Let me just spoil something for you. It will be something in the same lines as the data.
Column.
Double, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
New
And
object.
then the object, yeah, another object.
Name is name.
All right.
Name is name. Name, yeah.
Yeah.
Comma.
Sorry. And
Description. Description is
yeah.
description. Yeah.
I don't know if I spelled it correctly.
Column, yeah, description.
Okay, something like this.
Yes.
Again, I would like to find a way to.
But I think the
Click format. Click format.
Yeah,
I think
format.
that should do it. Yeah, on the upper side of your screen, it's already there.
Okay, yeah, this. So okay, it's literally a button. Okay, yeah, perfect. So I like to do it a lot in Visual Code, but okay, perfect. So now it's clear. Thanks for the tip, by the way.
So the keys for the object should be in double quotes.
The keys for the object should be in what?
In double quotes, double quotes.
You mean this? Yeah, this.
Yeah.
I think I did it, but it's removed it
when
with
you
the
prepare
format.
Yeah, it was changed.
Okay, we have a body, we have a path. Maybe we can try it, right? F12. We look at the network tab, we run it. It's successful. Let me see inside of Postman. Categories, let's run it. There should be at the end a demo category, which was successful. So we successfully created a category. This you can ignore it for now. Somebody curious what pagination is? Maybe that's not relevant for now. Okay, so let's do the third one still together, and then we can continue. Mark something out of stock. Essentially, it's kind of the same as the one before, where you update an entry. So let me just show you again what the products are. Product 7, for example. Here the stock is true, it's out of stock. If we look at 6, at another product, or let's, here it is false. Essentially, what we want to do is mark a product out of stock. Mark product 7 out of stock. I don't know, Galina, why it's not. There is no preparation like the other exercise. Is there a reason for it, or?
I think we can copy from the previous
Just
examples.
can I'll just kind of okay, I have it here. I'll just kind of put it here. I know it's kind of against the this is the answer kind of. Let me format it. Bam, bam, bam. Why? Because it's just a put, guys. It's the same as the other ones.
Yeah.
It's a put. We have the ID here. There's nothing special. We just kind of say, make it true, make something out of stock. And let me just do it on 6 because I did 7 already. We see here out of stock is false. Everybody sees it. If I make this call that I prepped here, we put F12 again, we run it. It's successful. Let us see if it's successful. Now it's true. That's all that happens. And you can also see automatically updated at also changes so that you can track when something has been updated. I think those are the most relevant. I would say maybe try to remove a product. Try to do these ones yourself, add a product, remove a product. The delete is something we haven't seen. Are we doing it together, or do you want to do it in groups?
Let's do it in groups.
Yeah.
Let me make a randomizer. Can you give me a moment?
Yeah, go ahead. Just for if you are in groups, guys, make the 2 or 3 last ones. Try to do 5, 6, and for mostly 6 and 7. Doesn't have to take that long. And look at the links that are provided here. It will help you. I'll put it in the chat. After that, we will jump onto something entirely different, or partially at least.
I have shared your groups. Wait, let me post.
Okay.
All right, I will.
What will you do?
Just real quickly explain
That's good.
one thing. I hope the exercise went well. Hope you understand. One more thing that I want to kind of repeat. Can you see my post web?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, so there was a question about why don't we, when we add a product or when we edit a product, why don't we say attributes also? We can change the name, and you remember it was data and then just name and then the new name that you wanted to put in there. The reason is you don't have to think as a product as this. This is not a product. The product in itself is everything that's inside of attributes. So when you say edit a description, you just have to say description, double point, and then your new string that you want to put in there. And then it has to be a put call. The ID is never possible to, I mean, it should never be possible to change an ID in any, usually in any usual backend design. If you would want to do that, what you should do is delete ID6 and then make a new product, which will not be ID6. IDs in and of itself unique, so you can't change that. It's redundant to dictate the attributes, because everything inside of the attributes is what is the product in this case. Maybe it will be more clear once we explain domain models, Steven. That's a nice segue.
Yeah, good one. I just wanted to ask Daniel, you had the question. Do you want to speak about it now, or do you want to do it later? The one about the put and post.
No, actually, that kind of makes sense, but maybe it's related to what just Jacine said, because my question was, how specific do I have to be when I'm writing the body? If I'm trying to change, let's say, the discount, and the discount has ID and a description, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I have the parameter in the function just discount. And in the body, I write discount, 2 points, discount. How do I know that is going to go to the ID, let's say, or to the, you know?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I
the-
see what you mean.
So
If-
the ID, sorry, the ID is thing you put in the URL parameter already if you change a product, for example, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it already knows which product to take. So I think you could just only give the value that you want to change, but you can also provide the whole product. Is that correct? You would think, Yasin?
Okay, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. No, that's so you have here the products and then the product ID. It should already be in the URL. So essentially, if you look in Postman, this should be your URL, and then you would do a put and change any value. So you would need the ID before you can change a product. That's the first thing. So in your case, when you just have the discount number, it would fail because you don't have the ID. You don't know what you need to change, which discount you need to change. So there is a minimum required amount of information that you would need. ID is essential for editing one thing, for example. Everything else is kind of not needed. You can either change name without changing anything else in this example. You can change price, create it, add updates, add those are things that are generated. But it's also kind of depends on how you design your Strapi or your backend or whatever you use that communicates with your frontend or API. It's also depends on how you design it. You can also essentially, if you want to change one category or one product, you always will need ID. Those are kind of things that you will never really get around. But sometimes if you change the name, you have to also give a description. You can also dictate that in your backend or step and say you can't change the one without the other, for example. Those are things that are possible. So to answer your question, it depends, and that's usually in every question that people have about IT. It depends, but in this case, for what you said, you would need the ID first, and the rest is possible without it.
Right. Okay. So that first, let's say, that first level of specificity should be always handled in the path, and so writing the body is more or less straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to think about like in real world, you get you go into a taxi, but he can't drive you somewhere if he doesn't know where. That's the exact same. You can't change a product without knowing which one. Even if even if there's just one product, even if there's no more than one product, you can't change anything if you don't give the ID of that one product. Your backend, your design is not smart enough to know, oh, it's just one product, so I know which one. No, you have to specify it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So let's get back to your magnificent segue and into the data modeling. We'll go into the next chapter now. It's chapter 3 about constructing these models that now we're already in exercise. Like the product has this property and this property, and it links to the discount. So now we'll do some exercises where we have a business case, something that's yes, a customer would give to us. Like the first one will be about the pizzeria. They want a website, and then we want to construct the model that we will use for a website. By the way, I heard there's some people in the kitchen, they're talking, do they bug you, or do you not hear them at all? No, all right,
not
that's good.
really.
So they only bug me then. So I think we'll do the first one together, the pizzeria exercise. And I think it's best if I just, for each requirement, I'll say for each new thing that we will have to have, I'll just point to someone else in the room. These online classes, it's a bit hard sometimes, so I will just go around the room and then you can say what you think, what can be changed in the model, and we can. So in this way we can do this first one together. I will share my screen if you give me a minute. Screen. Okay, let's go to the exercise, data model design. Now we have this first one. I'm using Umlet online for ease, for my ease. So this is our business case. This is what the customer expects. I'm going to copy it to a different file just so that we can split it up a bit into different things that are expected. And then here is my limit. This business case, I'll read it fully maybe. A small pizzeria in the center of Antwerp wants to offer a website for customers where they can make reservations online in order to dine in. When customers make their reservations, they already have to select the pizzas they would like to eat, so the food is ready once the guests arrive. Let's start with this one. I'll take the participants. Wait, I think I can put them here somewhere like this. I'll skip Yassine and Kenneth. Alina, can you think of a first small requirement we can? I'll do the first one myself. I was thinking this one, it's a bit side info. We don't really need this, but the first real thing we want to put in our software is this: customers can make reservations online. I'll put online there. Customers can make reservations. So what kind of models do you think we would need for this? Alina, do you have any idea what I'm asking for here?
Can you repeat?
All right, I'll take. I'm trying to go from this text about the website we need for a pizzeria to
Yes.
a model like let's see, like this one, where you have this is the one we've been using throughout the HTTP calls exercise, where we
Yes.
have a product with a name, a description, a price, and then one product has one category. Category can be linked to multiple products, and product is linked to a discount. This is what a model can look like. And now we're trying to do this for a different case. Now we don't have prices and categories and discounts anymore, but we have a pizza place that has customers, reservations, and these kind of things. So now I'm asking, what would we need to just have a website where customers can make reservations, and we ignore all the rest? What would we need here in terms of a model?
What pizza product?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I didn't understand fully, but I'm thinking, or what are you saying? Product?
This product is pizza. All kinds
Yeah.
of
Okay. Yeah.
pizzas.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. We will eventually need pizza, but I'm trying to do it step by step. And now I don't know what a pizza is yet. I just have a customer who can make a reservation.
Customer can make reservations. So there is a homepage things.
Yeah, there.
So if you just think about Alina, if you just think about that specific sentence, customer can make reservation. You want to make a data model about it. what would you make? What object, what thing can you make? What can you describe if you see?
I think I will do the first ones.
Yeah.
So because it's a bit hard to get started.
Exactly.
It's maybe a bit too hard to ask this. So we can have, let's say we have a customer with a name and maybe a bank account number or something. Bank account. No, let's not do this. Just a customer with a name. And then this customer, they can go to our homepage, our website, which doesn't exist at the moment, but they can go to our website, they can create a reservation, and then we as a website builder, we have to know which reservation is linked to which customer. So we have to be able to we have to be able to say customer, and it will be linked to a customer. So push. Okay. Oh no.
Yeah, you copy, best to Control C, Control V it, because
All right. Can I do it here? Yeah, that's nice. Can I link it?
Yep.
Is it going to be linked now? Yeah, nice.
Yep.
It's beautiful. So we will say one reservation. Well, a reservation is linked to exactly one customer. I'll change this. Can I change this? Seems like it's hard.
yeah, just double on. If you click on it on the right, you can see properties.
Ah, yeah, I've changed it there. That's good.
Yeah.
So we say customer makes reservation, and then one customer, they can make a lot of reservations. That's what we want. We want them to make many reservations, and then one reservation can be linked to exactly one customer, because otherwise it gets confusing. So this is actually what we would construct for this first sentence. One customer can now make one reservation, and once we get the reservation, we know which customer this is. That's what that's what I was asking, and I see now that it's way too difficult to start from scratch. And now we can go on. Can you wait.
Maybe Steve, just a 0, ... and n and 1. Explain that, because don't
Okay.
think.
One is too many.
Exactly.
Yeah, so indeed, last class we saw some, but I know that there's extra information here too on I thought so. So here is a link in our main page. There's a link to this website, this site. If you go there, you can. I won't go through it now because it's quite extensive, but you can see some kinds of relationships you can have between our content, between our objects. If you scroll down a bit, there's a list of them. So there's examples of one-to-one relationships, such as can we imagine one quickly?
On the spot.
The national register number, for example, is one.
Voila. So there's one person who can only have one social security number, and one social security number can only be linked to one person. And there's things like one parent can have multiple children, but one father can have multiple children, but one person can only have. No, that's also not true.
That's hard. You're getting yourself into.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's okay. I'm not. But I think you get the idea where one. Actually, our example now is one of these. One reservation. One customer can make multiple reservations, but one reservation can only be assigned to one customer. We don't want one reservation to link to multiple customers because it gets very confusing.
Yeah.
And then there's cases where multiple, like in the categories case, I think.
Like a category can have multiple products, and a product can be in multiple categories.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then these are the main ones actually. I think we will not use
Yeah, the
more
three
than this
first one. Yeah, correct.
These ones are more complex. You can look at them in your own time and always send questions, but I won't go through them at this moment. And if you didn't understand anything of what I just said, you can go through this also and on your own time. You can try it out because it explains very step by step and how you can construct this model in Strapi. You can just try it out. Right. Let's go back to the exercise.
Maybe if we have time after doing the data modeling, we can show also how to do the Strapi inside Strapi.
Probably it will be something from next Sunday then. But
Absolutely.
indeed, I would be lovely if we can get one of these 4 exercises and just execute them.
Yeah.
So now here you see the cases that I talked about are 2, 3, and 4. This is 1-to-1, 1-to-many, or many-to-1, and many-to-many. So this is nicely visualized in our data model here, in our data schema. It's visualized a bit differently, where here it says 0-to-1. So and actually it should just be exactly 1. Because we don't want to have a reservation without the customer. And then one customer can have made no reservation, or can have made 100 reservation or 1000. So this means a customer can have 0 to whatever integer reservations, and one reservation has exactly 1 customer. Does anyone have questions about this?
Yep.
All right. Let's go further into our analysis here. When customers make their reservations, they already have to select the pizzas they would like to eat. Alina, have I bugged you already enough, or do you want to try this one? I can also go to the next student.
I will try
Good.
this one.
All right.
So when customers make the reservations, they already have to select the pizza they would like to eat. I think this is a summary of the follow line of from line 7 to line 9. Then how to description the customers select.
Okay, so
first size, the size object.
You were talking
so.
about this already, or not? I don't understand, Alina.
Yeah, Alina, just line 2. You have to just read line 2. Everything else is not there yet.
Yeah,
just
so
line 2.
I'm trying to go student by student, and that everybody can add. This is going to be an iterative process, so we will just add something here. Maybe we'll have to change it later a bit, but we can just always, now we want to make a system where this is the case, and we don't look at the rest yet.
So I guess it's inside the object reservation, there is a pizza.
Yeah, okay.
Property.
Yeah, we can try that for now. Pizza, and what kind of object would this be? What kind of type?
I think it's object type, because it will contain the size and dough and
yeah, that's very good. So we put here pizza, which means that we have to create the object pizza. That's very good. We have pizza, and for now we don't need anything else here in the pizza, because we just want to select pizzas, which we can do now. It's a unique pizza. We can just link it. C, Control V. Reservation has pizzas. I won't make it has pizzas. Alina, can you tell me what kind of what has to be here? Maybe I will go to the next because the exercise is not so long. Wait a second. Ashanafi, could you tell me what has to be here? If you cannot answer, just tell me if there's a dog, well, I don't know, shitting or your on your lap, then tell me, or if you don't have time, then I'll go to the next one because I don't hear you at the moment.
I think we can.
But yeah, I don't know.
Ashanafi? Can you hear us, Ashanafi?
Yeah, he's unmuting and muting, so he's trying to reach us. That's clear.
Do it with Morse code, then we'll.
Yeah, so I'll quickly go to Hans while you try to fix your mic problems, Ashanafi. Hans, do you know which kind of multiplicity, which kind of yeah, which numbers should be here?
1 to 1.
1 to 1. This would mean wait. Like this, you mean? Hans?
Ui.
Think it's noisy, but yeah, let's see what that means, Steve. 1 to 1.
Yeah. So if it would be 1 to 1 in this case, then one reservation could have exactly one pizza. So, for example, we'd create a pizza margherita, and a customer makes a reservation. It chooses margherita, and then he cannot choose any other pizzas for this reservation. That's one thing. And also, if another customer comes and he wants to make a reservation, it cannot choose margherita anymore because margherita can be only in one reservation. So actually what we want here is a 0 to n on this side, because one pizza can be in many reservations. If we want a margherita, it can be in many reservations. If we have a fungi, it can be in many reservations, because it doesn't have to be exclusive. And then same for reservations. We want to be able to have a customer who has 10 pizzas in his reservation. We don't want them to have to create a new reservation every time. Any questions about that?
No.
All right, let's go to the next one then. This is a bit of a filler phrase, so we can just delete it. We will be making specific pizzas, but this is very concrete. Customers must first choose the size of the pizza, small, medium, or large. Mahmoud, can you imagine to do something with this sentence?
Yeah, we want to add some properties to pizza object.
Okay.
So we want to add the size here, and we want to have 3 values for this size: small, medium, or large.
Okay, something like this. You imagine small, medium,
or large. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, can I add something? Now that I think about it, the sentence you just deleted, it's not so extra. Maybe I'm thinking of the one exercise we did before with the Promestaurant, I think it was called. And
the promise?
Promestaurant, it was called. So it was basically like we were practicing how to deal with promises with a restaurant and menu.
Restaurant, okay.
Yeah, and we had like toppings categories. So you had different ingredients, so you could create your own order, and it was very nice. And I'm thinking that sentence could also lead to thinking, okay, so if the pizza is tailor made, maybe you want to have an object with toppings, so like
indeed,
that you want to add.
So yeah, I'll keep the phrase for now, because I don't see any specific content we will use in our model, but I'll keep it. I'll keep it as it is. To me, it seems like everything is described in this part and in the other part. But you're absolutely right that we will have to specify more in depth. Come on, which toppings and these kind of things. Because can you imagine doing anything with this sentence now without looking at the rest? Yeah, so you can tell me when you have an idea. Mahmoud, you had this, and indeed, I think this would work if we want to have a system where a customer can make a reservation, and the customer selects pizza and they select the size. Then this is a model that would work for the system. Then they, of course, they don't have a flavor and a price and this and that, but that's not what we're asking. We will add this later. So that's good. Let's go to the next sentence. A small pizza starts at €8. All right, Sanne, it's your turn. I will add this line to our requirement list. So now we have a system that can do this, and now we want to add this feature. Can you imagine what it would look like, Sanne, in our model?
I will do my best with the little voice I have left. Small pizza starts at €8. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what you would call it, but of course you want to add to, this is the prices you want to add to the object, I guess, to the pizza object, the pizza object.
I would do it a bit differently.
Okay.
I think I don't. But how would you imagine it's being added to the pizza object?
Guessing,
you can just tell me what to do.
Yeah. I can't tell you what to do for sure. I can guess.
Yeah, sure.
I would guess maybe du skal lige være stille. You just said it. If anyone has a dog or a kid in the background, I have both. And a bad voice. I would just, I mean, out of my top of my head, I'm thinking like adding where the sizes are. You know, in the same way you added the sizes. That's where I would go from. But if it's completely wrong, please.
I don't understand. Well, to start with, there's this exercise is nothing is wrong or right, I think, or totally wrong or right, because it's kind of, it's always a bit vague, and you can have 3 different models that all work. So there can be a lot of solutions here, but I don't understand what you mean at the moment. Maybe someone else does. You want to edit in you want to edit in the same way?
I would, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's just I will have to find the Euro key on my keyboard. I have a new laptop. I have no idea where the.
I have no idea where mine is either. That's great.
I think it might be. No.
You can teach me maybe.
What I do is I Google Euro and then
yeah, me too. But that's so annoying. It takes forever.
Yeah, we can also
copy from the text below.
Ah,
just copy it.
She's the best.
Yeah,
how can you be so smart? Yeah, but and also maybe we don't want these signs in. Yeah, this man. So you would do it like this, or 10, or 12, right? Or what was it? 15. All right. So this is certainly a possibility, but it's not. It doesn't fully describe this system. Now we have the first 3 sentences like we had before, and then we have pizzas that can be small, medium, or large, and we have pizzas that can have prices 8, 10, or 15. But we can still have a pizza with a small pizza of 15 and we can have a large pizza of 8 euros, for example. That's what this system describes right now. So it's possible to create a website, well, to create a website that does this here, but we would have to add some extra logic. It will make our lives easier if we do it a bit differently. And I'll just go to the next student. Mervat, can you imagine how we can make our lives a bit easier?
For me, my idea was same as Sunny, like to put the numbers, the prices.
All right. I'll just go on. Mick, do you have an idea what we can do here?
Well, the prices start at a range and then they go up with the toppings you add.
It's also true.
So we have to make something for the toppings, but I'm not too sure how to implement.
Okay, I'll just.
Can we add it as object of price?
An object of price.
Yeah, because I think
because each topping will have its own price.
Change.
That's going to be added.
Yeah, wait a second. You want to have an
For
object
example,
price? I think first I will, because now we're already extending because it's indeed it says start Z. One thing I wanted to do first, I'll just tell you, is this. I wanted to add an object size, for example, pizza size, also size. And I wanted to add 2 properties to it, or actually, yeah, I want to add this type, which can be small, medium, or large. And then you have a starting price, I'll call it. As you said, it says starts at, and then you can have, yeah, and here we will have an integer actually, and then we will input in our data model that for a small pizza it will be 8, a medium it will be 10, and for a large it will be 15. And then here we can put size. I'll call pizza size to be a bit more exact, concrete, so it's clear. And now I'm getting into trouble because my window is so small. This is what I was saying before. So before we had a pizza that could have any combinations of size and price. And now if we link this, does this make sense to you guys? Or what does it seem weird?
Be 1-to-1, because each pizza will have one size, one starting, so it will be 1-to-1.
Okay, so what would it mean if this is 1-to-1? Could we have an example?
Yes, if we have one margherita pizza, the customer will reserve, for example, the type of it will be small, so it will not be.
Yeah, it will have exactly one size, but then, so what you're saying is correct, that's true. So one pizza can have only one size. It can either be small, medium, or large. But if you go the other way around, how would you formulate it? Can anyone help me?
Every pizza has 3 options, like.
But then, can there only be one small pizza in the whole reservation system, and only one medium and only one large?
No,
because that's what we're saying right now.
No, in this object pizza size, it's for one pizza, for one type of pizza. But for the other one object pizza, you can have multiple or many types of pizza. So it's 1-to-1 because object pizza size, you want one pizza have its properties like the size, the price, the starting price.
Yeah.
But in the object pizza, you have different types of pizza, so he can reserve many types of pizza. So
Yeah. And does everyone agree that one size can have only one pizza? That's Matt, how would you formulate this? I think in the example here there might be sometimes they put nice has one has and belongs to. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to
maybe if we say that there's one customer that can make one reservation, and then we can create something like an order object. An order can have as many pizzas as the customer wants, and then there are three objects, three different objects that start with only the size and the starting price of each size of pizza, and then from there we can like get the rest of like the different types or the ingredients or blah blah blah.
So you would want another object starting price. That's what I.
Yeah. So from reservation, I would create something like order, right? So order can have.
Yeah, but the reservation is the order, I would say, no? Or with order, you mean one pizza?
Yeah, with order, I mean like the food specifically. Maybe the reservation would also include like the time, how many people, like something like this, I'm thinking.
Yeah. You could do that
But,
if you.
Yeah, but you can add those objects to the reservation also. Can't you? Order timing and other things.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, but so as we see, there's a lot of ways to make the same requirements work, and I think it's important to always keep it as simple as possible, or it can help at least. So
it makes just one addition. It makes a lot of sense what you're saying, Daniel. But in this case, it specifically said that when the customers make their reservation, they already select the pizza. So the order would be kind of bundled up into reservation, I think, because of that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I think it's an attempt to make it a little more simpler. And another one thing that I want to add is for the one-by-one relation between pizza and pizza size, you have to always, how I did it at school is with language is like, does this make sense to everybody? One pizza has one and only one pizza size. That's correct, I would say. You can't have two sizes in one pizza. And one pizza size belongs to one and only pizza. Does that make sense? So the small size is only with spaghetti. You can't put it with the ananas pizza, for example.
So yeah, that's indeed the question.
I think pizza size can belong to multiple pizzas.
Yeah, indeed.
That's how I would.
Too many.
Yeah, indeed. So it's a yeah. I guess if we're reading it from left to right here, it's a many to one.
Again, this is a thinking exercise. It's not one answer is correct like stated.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. But so as Yassine explained it, well, I couldn't do it better. I think one size can only can belong to many pizzas because we don't want to create a direct link between, for example, the Hawaii pizza and a small size. We want every pizza to be able to be given in any size. That's why we want to put this 0 to n here. And then we kind of deviated, but I think this system, tell me if you think otherwise, I think this system can be built. I mean, this system can be built with the model that we have created up until this point. can you think of a better way to do this? Because indeed we didn't include the price yet here.
I think it's a good one.
Yeah, I think it's also good, and we can just input the price when we input the data. For example, before when we created discounts, we had a small discount, and we input when creating the discount, oh, this is going to be 20%. So that's the location where we will use this data. We will not, one size has exactly one starting price. That's what we know now. All right, I'll go see. Ashanafid, did you fix your mic problems already?
That's your answer.
No. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Oh,
I think you
is in here.
escaped Aviv. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think everybody switched. It's weird. Yeah, now Mick. That's of course, if people talk, then they go to the front and. Yeah, so indeed, Aviv, I'll see what the next sentence is. Once the size has been chosen, the customer has to select the dough. It options are pen, classic, or cheesy crust. Okay, let's see what we do with this. Can you imagine something, Aviv?
So if it was just the kind of dough for the pizza, I would add this to the pizza object, and will be undersized. But
what do you say? Undersize, yeah. So okay.
Yeah,
on the next
just
line.
add another key dough type or something like that. But if we read the next line, you can see that the cheesy crust pizza actually changes the price. So it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, well, yeah, but in my day-to-day job, I like to work iteratively, and I think it's also nice now that we can change students. So I try to only look here now for the moment.
Yeah. So for the moment,
in that case, we can. And what would I put here in terms of data
this
type?
will be either classic, pan, or cheesy.
Yeah, indeed, cheesy crust. I'll put it like this. All right, that looks nice. Once the size has been chosen, yeah, this is a temporal thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be put into a model. Once customer has to select the dough. Here the options are classic and cheesy crust. All right. Let's see. Next one was Ömer. So I'm guessing both are included in there. Here's a word missing from the exercise, and I forgot to ask Yoshi what should be here. I think it should be price. Yeah, indeed, it should be. So let's see. Ömer, can you imagine what to do with this line? If you cannot, it's okay. You can just shoot an idea, or you can say, I don't know. So now we have a system that does this, and we want to add this. So if a customer chooses a small margarita pizza with a pan bottom dough, then it will be the same starting price as before. But if he chooses a cheesy crust, then we have to add a price in some way.
Maybe you can do that with like another key that says cheesy crust and then true or false, and then add the extra.
In here?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
In my opinion, we should have the price as a separate object, because there is a lot of different things that affect the price. So it should be it's going to be affected by the size of the pizza, the type of the crust, and probably the toppings as well.
All right, so indeed we could do it as Daniel says it. We could add cheesy crust, bouillon, and then we can solve the rest in the code. Then what Ömer, it was Ömer talking, right? What Ömer said is to have a price object.
Yeah, actually, I wondered that why we didn't create object price like pizza size before. Because price also different, like €8, €10, €15. So I think it's better to create object price like pizza size object.
Yeah, and what would you imagine in terms of properties here?
Price.
One ID, one price. What kind of what kind of what would the parameters be? What can be changed on one price? Why would you create a new price?
It should also contain a starting price, I assume.
I mean, think about what we did with the products. There were a couple of things that we can maybe add here. Think about can I spoil it? Maybe in discount, maybe an amount, something like that.
Maybe is there a discount in our? I didn't look at the rest of our exercises.
No, yeah, no. I'm also not just kind of thinking out loud. But
okay.
If you will make an object out of the price, what things can we add, Ömer? What do you think?
Or why do we want to make an object out of it? What would it add?
Yeah, is it even useful?
I don't see the use at the moment, but that's also because I have my mental model now. I have my way of executing this, and so it's hard for me to get inside your head. So yeah, try to explain to me why you want this object price, or otherwise maybe we can do it another way.
Yeah, actually, I couldn't figure out the parameter, but I just thought there are three type, €8, €10, €15. It's like different size. So I thought maybe it can be useful, but now I couldn't imagine.
But that's how this works. This exercise, you just try things, and then okay, maybe not this, maybe not that. So I'll delete it for now, and we'll see if later on it becomes useful. Now there's still one thing that remains. We want to add a supplement for cheesy crust pizza, and how could we do it? Maybe we can do it in the way that that Danielle suggested. Can say a price is going to be handy anyway. I'll make it. Do you guys know what a float is?
No.
No, I'll just put decimal here. So that
yeah.
Should know what the float is.
Yeah, but it's been a while probably.
Yeah, probably.
So this is just a number with a like €2.53, something like this. And then we can
the decimal is the word I know.
And we could actually put cheesy crust bouillon here, but I don't see very much use in the sense that we already know if we check the dough type if it's cheesy crust or not. So this would be kind of copying what's in a dough type. You see, it doesn't add so much extra value. Would you agree, Daniel?
Yeah. It is redundant. That's right.
It's redundant, exactly. So I want to keep it as simple as possible, so I'll delete for now. Can you imagine how to have a link between this and a supplement price? I'll see.
I don't know. Is there a way to add like a condition to it? Like if dot type. This is this cheesy crust.
We already did something similar because we have different pizza sizes with a different price, and we solved it by taking an object and having a type and having a price. So Tamina, can you imagine what we could do?
I don't know how to do it.
All right. Daniel, did you have an idea? I think your reaction was kind of.
Yeah, I can create the object pizza dough, and then.
Yeah, indeed. That's what I was thinking. Was there anyone with a different idea about this? I'll wait first before I create it. All right, I'll take the silence for a no. Pizza dough. Okay, so this pizza dough is has a unique ID, and then it can have 3 different values. Wait, I'll copy this. You can have type values, pan, classic, or cheesy crust, and then we can call it supplement price, for example, and this will be an integer, and or we can even do it more strictly, and it can even either be 0 or it can be 3. That this is not, we can now, it's still a bit, we could use it wrongly. We could change it in our website so that the classic is 3 or cheesy crust is 0, but this way we can at least create the 3 types of pizza dough. One will be pan with a supplement price of 0, one will be classic with a supplement price of 0, and one will be cheesy crust with a supplement price of 3.
Right. So when you're doing this part of the process, the data modeling, and you have like this type of conditional situation, you don't worry about the condition, you just make sure like all the possibilities are in there, and then you handle the condition somewhere else.
What I try to do is to make sure that all the conditions are in there, and also if possible to make sure that not more possibilities are in there, just to allow for less mistakes. So for example, if I put integer here, it's already more free, but I think I might do it integer here because I did the same here. It's a bit it might become a bit too complex otherwise.
Right.
But yeah, there's many solutions, and what I try to do is find a balance between having a simple model and also restricting the usage, or yeah, not allowing too many mistakes, I guess.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So, but actually this is better, I would say, now that I think of it a bit, because we don't want, let's say the pizza shop owner, they decide, oh, actually this pan dough is getting more and more expensive when I buy it from the shop, so I want to have €1 supplement for this. So I think it's way better to have the integer here. We don't want to restrict too much, and that way the pizza shop owner can play with this also if we give them the tools. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So it becomes just a variable instead of.
It's just a variable, and we can choose when whatever it is. So in this case, we will create 3 objects in our strappy. In this case, we will create an object pan with a supplement price of 0, classic with a supplement price of 0, and then cheesy crust with a supplement price of 3. And then here, instead of before we had pan, classic, cheesy crust, now we can just put pizza dough. And then in our code, we will start constructing the price based on actually, yeah, those are decimals. So I guess I will put decimal here. Actually, it's doesn't matter too much. And so we can start constructing the price. The current pizza shop we have, it only has a dough and a size, so we don't have any toppings, but we can create the price by adding the starting price with the supplement price.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let's take this one. Right. And again, we have a has relationship. I think we have everybody already. What do you think the relationship here will be?
Yeah, 1-to-1 as well, huh?
Again, so if we have 1-to-1, this means one pizza can have only one dough. Seems like we want this. We don't want the pizza to be both pan and classic. It also means that there can only be one type of pan pizza. So, for example, if we link margarita with pan, then there can be no other then fungi cannot be pan anymore and Hawaii cannot be pan anymore. So I think in this case we want this the same as the go ahead.
Yeah.
Someone.
Many to one.
Yeah, exactly. So we want, just as with the pizza size, we want the possibility to have many pizzas with a pan bottom and many pizzas who are medium size. So we can construct it ourselves. Otherwise, we can only have one pizza that has a pan crust and one cheesy crust. So actually, we could only have 3 types of pizza here.
Yeah.
But okay, this is already getting bigger, this model. Let's see what else. Is it okay if I delete this sentence, or do you think we can get some extra information to put into our model?
I think the next step would be the toppings and ingredients and all of that. But yeah,
and it's in the next. Okay, so now once the type of dough has been decided by the customer, the customer can add as many toppings as they would like to the pizza. Every topping at its own price. So let's again split it up and use this one first.
Can I just add something very small? This is on line 7. This is perfect example of a phrase that you can simplify to just write out
indeed.
the
Actually,
thing.
I wanted to do this throughout the exercise. We can go through when customers have made. We can actually simplify a lot of this. Customers okay, it's not so easy to without changing the whole thing. But this whole thing can be, once the type of dough has been decided. This is something we don't really care about in the model. We only care about the customer can add as many toppings as they would like to the pizza. This makes it a bit more simple.
I guess those extra descriptions will help you if you are designing it, if you're writing the code from inside for your conditionals and
all of this. Do I still have it open somewhere? All of this explanation. It's all necessary, I think, or a lot of it is necessary, but some of it will be used in the data modeling and some of it will be used when you're writing the actual website, because you want the order to be exactly as it is here. First they make reservations, then they choose the dough, then they choose the topping. But in our data model, it's not always as important, so we want to keep it as simple as possible. Again, all right. I don't remember anymore who I've heard last. Did I hear? And I wanted to ask, did I hear Bart already? But yeah, Bart, what would you say? Just so that we want to add. So we have a system now that does this. And we want to add this small feature.
I would add an extra toppings class and add an extra relation between the pizza and the toppings.
Okay, so we have to create toppings then. Wait. I'll drag this to the top. So we have now a pizza with the size and the type of dough, and we want to add toppings to this. Topping. All right, and what can we imagine? Oh yeah, this is actually already enough to describe the system we have here. Only that we have to have a relation. Oh, what's happening? All right. Instead of saying has, I'll say contains for once. Contains. And then what would you imagine the relationships here to be? The multiplicity?
I would suspect many to many, depending on what type, on how you see a topping, because a pizza can have multiple toppings, but it's not that if a pizza has one topping, the topping can't be on any other pizza in your system.
Yeah, you're right. So I would also think many to many. In your actual system, it will be a bit more constrained because you will not have two times. Well, you could have 2 times salami on your pizza if you want extra salami, of course. But indeed, in this case, you want one pizza to be able to contain multiple toppings. You will have mozzarella and tomato and all of this, and you don't want one topping to be constricted to one pizza. Both margarita and Hawaii can have a tomato bottom. So you want this is what I also would say for the multiplicity, many to many. Any questions about that?
Ananas doesn't count, but yeah. Makes
sense. It's called pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple, ananas. Oh, yeah. I don't understand how you would add that
Okay,
to a pizza, but
I'll try to avoid the example of the Hawaii pizza to not make you too angry. I'm happy I'm not in the same room as you, so I don't have to be afraid. But
can you kindly share this diagram with us, Steven?
Yes, it's not totally finished yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good that you mentioned it. I already make screenshots. But I have this thing.
Windows 11.
Yeah, Windows 11.
It can be annoying sometimes, I imagine.
What?
Yeah, just I'm so used to 10.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've had Windows 11 now for half a day, so I'm not used to it anymore. I just got this laptop, but I'll when it's totally done, I'll make a new screenshot.
Yeah, can you share it on the Discord? Oh, you're not in Discord.
I'm not on Discord, no.
Yeah, I can do it.
I can just send it to you.
Share it on the Slack.
Do you want to first finish the exercise, or do you want to break into small rooms already, Galila?
Before that, can we take a break?
Break.
That's a very good idea.
Let me pause.